representatives, the people on your inspiring platform, Imo TV. Representatives here cut across all sectors, social, religious, traditional, and of course, political. How have they been connecting with you? How have they been relating with you? Positively, negatively? Here is where you get to know. My name is Imo. Our representative today is the Special Assistant on Youth to the acting MD CEO, Niger Delta Development Commission, Ambassador Alfred Etuk. Hello sir, good to have you on our screen.
Thank you for having me.
So now let's quickly talk about your position. In a system where godfatherism is so encouraged, it's becoming a norm. How come about this feat? How do you achieve this feat of being the SC to the acting MD?
First, thank you for having me.
Okay.
Like you rightly mentioned my name, Ambassador Alfred Etuk, a true born of the Niger Delta region, Akwa to be very specific. My emergence as the SA youth to the MD, it's divine because it shows that sometimes when we criticize our leaders, you still have some of them who are actually God-fearing and have a clear conscience. Now, I was given this position by His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio. In fairness to all of this, I can attest to anyone that I have a connection with Akpabio. I was not in any way close to him. I was not his friend at the time, but I only know that he's one man I've always admired his governance while he was the governor of Akwa Ibom State. Given his antecedents, you know, his track record, so from afar I've always been admiring him until such a time when we have some rankles in NDDC where the youths were actually agitating for their payments of water high cent. And then we all mobilized ourselves and went to meet with Akpabio when he emerged as the minister. And then he now said, please, we can't talk to everybody. That you people should nominate somebody that will speak on your behalf, that will present your frustrations or your problems. And then we had more than 1,000 youths there. They all said Alfred, 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 Alfred. And
What group was that?
The Niger Delta youth leaders.
Okay.
You know, they now said Alfred, Alfred, Alfred. So as God will have it, I presented what our matter was, what our ordeals and frustrations, you know, were then, which was the payment, the non-payment of the water I sent. And in fairness to Akpabio, he was not even the one who awarded that water I sent. Like I always tell people, he came, you know, as one who came to salvage the situation, because the youths, as at then, you know, wanted to toe the path of violence and to disrupt the peace of the region, you know, for them not being paid of their water license. And so we presented it, and he immediately asked the then acting MD what the problem was, what the amount was, and all of that. If what I was saying or what I presented to him was truth. She said yes, and not just that, the money was also available. That was how we now asked, you know.
So it's not, your position today is not tied to godfatherism?
No. If you, like I said, I have not known Akpabio from anywhere.
Okay, fine. Now, you are now the eye to these youths because they actually nominated you.
Yes.
The group you mentioned here. So now, what's their faith in this current administration?
Well, you cannot truly direct people's mind on how to think and what to think and what not to think. Well, I can understand their frustrations, given the fact that the National Assembly, saga and that of the commission, the system has been so stifled that the youths, I must be, in fairness to them, has not been betterly carried along, because everything we need to do has to come through the budget. And because there is no budget, there is nothing that we can do for now. But we are
till now.
Yes. In fairness, because I represent the commission and I also represent the youths.
Okay, yes, exactly.
All right, and so like we've been pushing. The minister is one man that we always want the youths to be seen first in everything. But like I said, NDDC is so wired in a way that everything has to come through budget. But I am also pleading, and we've been working, closely with the system that something should be done urgently, because the youth has been on our neck, and we've been like going for different peace talks and all of that, And I think from what the system is promising, there is hope. There is hope.
Okay, they are not being included in the budget.
Yes. In the youth directorate, the youths, that department, there's a directorate in the commission that presented their own budget for youth activities and all of that, and then which has been sent to the National Assembly for approval. So we await that, approval. But our region is a place where sometimes these people do not want to hear all of those grammars. But we keep pleading with them. They should listen to.
They just want to see.
Yes, they want to see. They want to see actions. And so, for me, as the SAU to the MD, I've been pleading and begging, with pleading to these youths for them to be a little bit patient. That in no distance time, we have a lot of programs.
I read about the new master plan of the current administration. How would that really affect the region? How would that do away with the ill happenings? How would that bring back development in the region?
Well, for the positive reason why NDDC was established, development can only come when we have a non-violent society. And so the master plan whole thing, it's a very welcome development. But for me, I always tell people, when you talk about master plan, the thing that is paramount is the human capital development. And when you talk about human capital development, you talk about the youth. So let us begin to deliberately, which of course is the reason why the MD, because he's a capable person, because the minister has instructed him that you must deliberately carry the youths along. That's where the development can actually be truly and truly achieved.
Most of these youths in Nigeria, they believe that going negative is the most important thing. Going negative is the sure way to get to the top. What's your advice to them?
Anybody who thinks going negative is a sure way to make ends meet, well, that would be the greatest mistake you are making, because negativities, whatever that is gotten through ill-gotten wealth, it goes the way it comes. All right, so the youths should be very, very patient with themselves, patient with the society, patient with the government, because they are not leaders of tomorrow anymore, they are leaders of today. And so they should take full responsibility of their actions.
Now let's talk about the nationwide protest ongoing in Nigeria by Nigerian youth. Hashtag #EndSARS, end police brutality. What's your thoughts about that? Do you think that the government has really given to the demands of these youths by introducing another formation and unit in the police command?
Well, first, my take on that is, I must say this. I think the government over time has been busy in being reactive other than being proactive. And anybody that is always waiting for a punch to hit him before he defends himself is bound to fall from a stronger punch. The NSAS protest, for me, it's a gateway to the frustrations of the people, the youths in particular. You know, they are only weighing out their frustrations. They're taking it on this NSAS. Like you can see, it has metamorphosed from NSAS to police brutality and that of the SWAT. Do you understand? And so, if the government want to take our advice as the SA youth, because I stand in gap for both the federal government, both the states and the Niger Delta region, then Nigeria at large. For me, I would think that the government should see it as a matter of urgency, and then to reform the police, and then to also bring those. I have had my fair experiences on this SARS and police brutality, you know. But I won't rule the fact that I will still have a lot of good policemen. I remember when I had a case, sometimes 2006, yes, I was faced with a murder case that I knew nothing about. But the IPO, the then IPO who handled my case, may so rest in peace, one Sergeant Promise, after all his investigations, he got to know that that matter was brought to the police station out of malice. Even when my people went to give him money as usual, you know, the Nigerian police team, he did not collect.
So now what's your advice to these protesters? Because recently we've been seeing video clips how ProSARS have come out to be attacking these NSAS protesters.
Yes.
What is your advice to these protesters?
You know, that is where the Nigerians are seeing the politics trying to meddle into the whole thing. But I want to advise the Nigerian youths, they should always open their eyes and to know those who are enemies amongst them. Like the hashtag movement, NSAS, there's no leader for now. Everybody is a leader. Everybody, because all youths are leaders of today and that of tomorrow. So you can't say one man is the leader of this movement. You understand? It's an ideology for me right now. It's a movement. All right? Yes, in as much as sometimes they'll say they want to hear from one or two persons, but there is no leader. Once they begin to say leaders, they will hijack the thing. All right? Once they begin to say leaders, they will hijack. I like the fact that Nigerian youths are contributing 1,500, 200.
Yes.
It shows how serious they are. That even if they are killed, there might be some casualties in this process. But they are bent on achieving.
It's been the representatives, the people on your inspiring platform, Imo TV. Our representative today has been the special assistant on youth to the acting MD, CEO, Niger Delta Development Commission, Ambassador Alfred Etuk. My name is Imo Morgan.